Hi. Taehyung lovers all around the world, meeting again with the Taehyung Lovers Worldwide channel. Stop. Just 3 seconds. Don't scroll. Don't blink. Because February 2026 is not an ordinary month. This is not a scandal, not a conflict, not cheap sensationalism, but a small moment that exploded into a global event. A photo, a behind-the-scenes video clip, and a reporter's shout. Finally, the whole group is together. Change the direction of the world's timeline in a matter of seconds. In this video, you'll see the emotional reasons, rarely discussed by the media, why Kim Taehyung, Jungkook, and BTS remain at the center of global attention without needing to shout from the stage. Watch until the end, because there is one small detail in the middle of this video that, if you miss it, will change the way you see Kim Taehyung forever. Before continuing, don't forget to like, write your opinion in the comments, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Then help make it viral so the world keeps seeing the goodness, sincerity, and humanity of Kim Taehyung. February 2026 is not an ordinary month. It pulses softly, then suddenly vibrates hard, triggered by a small moment that turned into global news. Not a scandal, not a conflict, not cheap sensationalism. What exploded instead was something many people have longed for: honest togetherness. A photo, a behind-the-scenes video clip, the voice of a reporter who, without realizing it, shouted, "Finally, the whole group is together." The sentence sounded simple, yet for millions of eyes around the world, it felt like a marker of an era. The camera caught Kim Namjoon's reaction, a smile he couldn't hide, sparkling eyes, shoulders lifting slightly. That wasn't the expression of a superstar. It was the expression of a leader who finally felt a home. In that very second, the global timeline changed direction. In the same frame, Jungkook appeared with a different aura. Not Jungkook, the confident soloist on a massive stage, but Jungkook, who was comfortable among his hyungs. He handed over the camera, adjusted the shooting angle, joked lightly. "Taehyung says, "Aye, you can hold this," he said. A short sentence, yet full of meaning. Not just an object being entrusted, but a moment. Taehyung responded spontaneously, almost without a script. "Oh, I can hold this." Then he turned to the lens, chuckled softly, and greeted, "Yeah, hello. We're filming." That seemingly trivial sentence became a magnet. Reporters moved closer. The camera was handed back to him. Taehyung repeated the greeting, slightly nervous, slightly awkward, and fully human. In an era of tightly curated images, honesty like this feels rare. Taehyung's name was shouted again and again, like waves calling someone home. Jungkook returned behind the camera. "I'll film you guys." In that brief scene, the world saw more than K-pop idols. What appeared was brotherhood, relief, happiness that wasn't manufactured. A short moment that explains why. When they're together, time seems to stop and the world chooses to watch. Within hours, photos and videos of Kim Taehyung and Jungkook dominated the global timeline. February 2026 felt alive with familiar energy, not the distance between idols and the public, but a closeness that felt almost personal. Amid the bustle of the airport, the two appeared as they were, calm, warm, fully present. The camera captured small details, brief glances, smiles held back behind masks, unhurried steps. These trivial things are precisely what work most powerfully. The world watched. ARMY felt it. The closeness between Taehyung and Jungkook and ARMY is not a new story. Yet every piece of evidence feels fresh, as if a first time. Circulating videos showed Jungkook moving confidently beside his hyungs, while Taehyung returned greetings with sincerely friendly gestures. Nothing felt forced. What appeared was an old habit, valuing the presence of fans, as if they were part of the same journey. Body language like this cannot be trained. It is born of trust. What captured international media attention most was Taehyung's attitude toward reporters. Instead of avoiding them, he welcomed the cameras, held the lens for a moment, then laughed softly. A simple interaction that broke down formal barriers. In photos, thin glasses and a dark puffer jacket framed a warm intellectual aura. In video, his voice was light, his demeanor open, Several global outlets described it as rare candor, a rare honesty amid non-stop scrutiny. It's no surprise the footage spread like lightning, not because of sensation, but because of authenticity. Kim Taehyung and Jungkook once again reminded the world why they are loved. Consistency in attitude, respect for everyone around them, and the ability to make ordinary moments feel special. They write headlines without big words. Presence is enough. The world shook again, not from a grand stage or a dramatic speech, but from a series of airport photos that turned into world-class headlines. In the middle of the night's bustle, Kim Taehyung was caught on camera in a moment that felt both intimate and magnetic. A black mask covered part of his face. Thin glasses emphasized the jawline. A hand gesture covering a smile, as if aware of the spotlight, yet choosing to remain himself. This is a kind of photo that needs no long explanation. One shot, millions of curiosities. Taehyung appeared in a relaxed cut black puffer jacket, paired with a warm brown tone inner layer. A calm European minimalist aesthetic, masculine, effortless. Several international fashion observers speculated the jacket came from high-end fashion houses like Bottega Veneta or Prada, with an estimated price range of USD 2,000 to 3,500. On his finger, a matte black ring once again drew attention. An accessory so simple that, as usual, it sold out just hours after the photo went viral. He covered part of his face with his hand, not a branding gesture, but a natural reflex in the face of crowds. Vintage-style optical glasses, often associated with Gentle Monster or Moscot, were estimated to be in the USD 300 to 500 range. The material value may be ordinary. The symbolic value is extraordinary. Another moment showed Taehyung walking steadily at night, wearing a long brown wool scarf draped neatly over his black jacket. Many suspected the scarf came from Loro Piana or Acne Studios, priced around USD 500 to 900, paired with dark gray straight-cut jeans and gray suede casual luxury shoes. The entire look delivered one strong message. Kim Taehyung does not follow trends, he moves them. It didn't take long for these photos to flood international media. Some called it a quietly lethal airport look. Army around the world raced to identify every detail, from the jacket to the ring, from the scarf to the shoes. All of it once again proved one thing. Every step Kim Taehyung takes is not merely a journey. It is an event. Yet this story isn't only about style or viral moments. K-Media once again spotlighted Kim Taehyung not for stage achievements, but for his humanity. Behind his status as a global star, stories of the gentle Kim Taehyung resurfaced. One story came from production staff involved in the filming of Winter Ahead in November 2022 at a large house on the outskirts of France near Versailles. Amid cold temperatures and long schedules, warmth came from Taehyung's attitude. When a staff member offered him a chair, he politely declined and chose to stand. Not formality, not cameras, just respect. That warmth continued. Taehyung encouraged supporting actors. He asked how to say cheer up in French. He tried saying bon courage, then laughed and chose the word super so everyone would smile. A filming location that felt cold became light and familiar. Behind-the-scenes clips from Bangtan TV reinforced this picture. Taehyung let others stand in front of the camera. He helped elderly actors. He placed togetherness above the spotlight. Ida, Lena Johnson, and cinematographer Chai Jae-young all described him with the same words: gentle, friendly, sincere. This is a side of Kim Taehyung that doesn't always make headlines, yet leaves the deepest mark. February 2026 ultimately left one big, provocative question. Why did this simple moment make the world tremble? The answer may be uncomfortable for some, because in an era full of drama, algorithms, and manufactured sensations, what shakes us most is authenticity, togetherness without a script, smiles without an agenda, consistent behavior, even when the cameras are on. And perhaps this is what made so many people angry, moved, and unable to stop talking about it, because this moment reminded us of something increasingly rare: sincerity in the public space. Now it's your turn. Is this just an ordinary moment, or a portrait of why Kim Taehyung, Jungkook, and BTS continue to stand at the center of the world? Write your opinion. The world is reading.